Have you ever stood in front of someone, smiling, while your mind feels like a completely wiped hard drive? Have you ever heard someone say their name and somehow knew it would disappear within 3 seconds? Have you ever felt secretly guilty for not remembering someone's name, like maybe you're careless, unreliable, or even a little broken? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. You know this moment. You're standing there. You've met this person before at least 3 times, maybe 4. You've talked. You know they have a cat named Bowsy. You know they just left their last job. You even know their favorite director is Nolan. But their name? Gone. Not on the tip of your tongue. Not almost there. Gone. Completely erased. As if it was never there to begin with. Like someone carefully took an eraser and wiped that one detail clean from your brain. And then the next 10 seconds begin. The longest improv performance of your life. You adjust your posture. You casually look away. You start praying inside. Please. Someone say their name. Let a phone ring. Let the fire alarm go off. Anything. You smile. You nod. You act normal. But inside, your brain is in full panic mode. Searching, digging, reaching. Who said their name last time? Was it in a group chat? Did they introduce themselves again? Nothing. So you end up saying something vague. Hey, good to see you, and hope the moment passes quickly. We've all been there, but for some people, this isn't an occasional awkward moment. It's a pattern. If that's you, if you consistently forget people's names, you've probably questioned yourself in quiet moments. Am I just not paying attention? Am I bad at socializing? Is something wrong with me? Let me tell you the truth. No, none of that is true. You are not cold. You are not careless. You are not unintelligent. You simply have a very specific way your brain works, and most people misunderstand it. Let's go back to that moment when you meet someone new. You're just standing there, right? Not really. Your brain is doing a lot more than you think. You're reading their face, friendly or distant. You're listening to their tone, warm or polite. You're sensing the vibe. Do you like them? Do they like you? You're thinking about what to say next. You're managing your own expression. Not too stiff, not too much, where to look, what to do with your hands. And right in the middle of all this, they give you something. A sound. Hi, I'm Kevin. Kevin? That sound has no meaning. It's not like baker, which makes you think of bread and ovens. It's not like photographer, which connects to cameras and light. It's not like from Sichuan, which brings up spicy food and culture. Kevin is just a sound. A label, no hooks, no connections. And here's the key. Your brain is already juggling 6 things. Kevin is the 7th, and it's the only one with no meaning. So your brain doesn't prioritize it. It doesn't store it. Not because you didn't try, but because it never got saved in the first place. There's actually a famous psychology concept for this. It's called the Baker-Baker paradox. Researchers showed people the same face. One group was told, this person is a baker. Another group was told, this person's last name is Baker. Days later, the first group remembered ice. The second group forgot almost everything. Same word, but one had meaning. The other was just a label. When your brain hears baker, it activates a whole network. Flour, bread, early mornings, warm smells, hooks everywhere. But baker as a name, nothing. Floating, untouched, unconnected, and your brain doesn't hold on to things without anchors. That's what names are. Empty labels. So when you forget someone's name, you didn't fail. You just lost to how your brain is designed. Your brain prioritizes meaning, emotion, and connection, and names. They're not on that list, but here's the part that might hit a little deeper. For some people, it's not just about overload. It's because they're too inside their own head. When someone says, "Hi, I'm," your inner voice might already be saying, "Am I making eye contact correctly? Was that handshake too long? Did I sound awkward just now? Do they think I'm weird? What should I say next?" You're listening, but you're also editing yourself. You're not fully there anymore. You've jumped ahead. Psychologists call this the next in line effect. In a classic study, people waiting for their turn to speak remembered less of what the previous person said. Why? Because their attention shifted inward. What should I say? How do primera sound? What comes next? If you're someone who feels social pressure or tends to you're probably stuck in that state more often than you realize. So when you forget a name, it's not that you didn't care. It's that you weren't fully present in that moment. That difference matters. One makes you feel broken. The other just means you need to be a little kinder to yourself. Now, let's look at the other side. If your name is often forgotten, that can hurt. Even if you know it's not intentional, there's still a quiet voice that says, "They didn't care enough to remember me." That feeling is real. But here's something important. The person who forgot your name might remember everything else about you. They remember what you wore. They remember the story you told. They remember that moment you laughed. They remember how you made them feel. They remember you, just not the label. Your name is the first thing attached to you in life. But it's also the least you thing about you. It's not your story, not your voice, not the moment you made someone feel something. Those things, that's who you are. So if you're someone who forgets names, ask yourself this. What do you remember? Do you remember their expressions? Their tone? A moment of vulnerability or kindness? If yes, then you're not someone who forgets people. You're someone who remembers people deeply. Just not their labels. Your memory isn't a hard drive. It's an art gallery. It keeps what has emotion, meaning, and story. Names. They're just barcodes on the back of a ticket, and no one collects barcodes. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. Next time you forget someone's name, don't attack yourself. You're not cold. You're not stupid. You're not broken. You just didn't catch a meaningless sound in a moment when your attention was already full. But you caught something else. You caught who they are. Oh, what they felt, what they shared with you. And in the end, that's what people remember. Not whether you said their name correctly, but whether they felt you were there. You were listening. You cared. Now it's your turn. Have you ever had that moment where you know someone, but their name just won't come back? How did you handle it? Share your story in the comments. You don't need to remember my name. Just remember how this made you feel. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.